Well, as 2025 is upon us, and first off, Happy New Year to everyone. Hopefully everybody is having a great New Year's. But one of the questions that I've had, and I think other people have had as well, is what is Disney's approach going to be in 2025 as Epic Universe comes online with lots of anticipation, lots of hype for this brand new theme park. And Disney has, been saying that they're not worried. They think they're going to see a bump from this. I've had some questions about this, but I've been very curious about their overall strategy. And already being January 1st, we already have an inkling of some of the marketing they're doing and some of the discounts that they're doing. So I figure in this video, we're going to run through the things that at least I've found so far into 2025 being the first day here. And we're going to read through this and talk about it here. So that's what we're going to do. So hi, I'm Jared with Capture the Magic. And the first article we have is here from Blog Mickey, and it says new Walt Disney Worlds ad campaign showcases breadth of experiences. Now, you might think that sounds interesting, given Walt Disney World and using the term worlds whenever you talk about, if you look at Epic Universe, they're using portals into other worlds. It almost, we'll go through this, but it seems like they're kind of, I don't know. It's an interesting strategy here. So it says 2025 is going to be a big year for Walt Disney World. I don't know if that's going to be a big year, as the entertainment giant faces new competition down the road with the debut of Universal's Epic Universe. I don't know how that means it's a big year for Disney World, but okay. It'll also be an interesting year for Walt Disney World, as smaller offerings debut, such as lounges and stage shows, but also the debut of Walt Disney World's first new nighttime parade since the first run of Spectral Magic in 1991. As Disney looks to entice guests to spend a little bit more time at its theme parks instead of Epic Universe, Disney has launched a new marketing campaign that debuted on Christmas Day and was shared to YouTube by the theme park giant this morning. And it's the Infinite Worlds marketing campaign. Sounds kind of familiar. Sounds exactly like Epic Universe. Yes, your eyes are working fine. No, this isn't AI. Disney's latest marketing campaign turns the resort's name into Walt Disney Worlds, as the 90-second video showcases the breadth of experiences that await guests visiting Walt Disney Worlds, 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, and 25-plus resort hotels. Says this video, which we've embedded below, showcases that there's something for everyone at Disney World. So figure let's go take a look at this and see what it shows.
Here you leave today and enter a world of
Mickey Mouse! A world of princesses.
A world of villains.
And heroes.
Raise your sabers!
A world of other worlds.
A world of all the favorites.
A world of throwbacks. A world of
for whatever you love. Infinite worlds await.
So, well, first off, from just a standpoint of the commercial, it's very well produced. They're definitely leaning into the amount of things that they have. So obviously, I've never seen them in an ad before list the amount of resorts they have and the amount of eateries and shops that they have. That is definitely something new that I have not seen before. They also say 2 water parks, which technically is true, but they're not open at the same time. They have one water park open, then the other one is closed down, and they've done that since COVID. Touting the worlds when you're Walt Disney World, I don't know if they're going after perhaps, there are the stories people have about people showing up to Disney World looking for, Harry Potter, and they don't understand that there's Disney World and Universal Studios. I suppose on some level they could be sort of maybe trying to capitalize on confusion. People looking at Epic Universe and Universal Studios talking about worlds and kind of maybe trying to seem like they're the same thing or in the same, vein and go to Disney World as well. But the marketing's interesting. And again, you would assume Disney World would kind of go their own way with this. Going for worlds, when you're, again, the whole messaging behind Universal with Epic Universe is you're going into different worlds and portals, and that's basically the whole concept of the theme park itself. So it seems like their biggest competitor, they're kind of piggybacking off of what they're doing. And if you've seen the Universal ads for Epic Universe, we had a previous video on it, like it shows them going into these portals, into these worlds. It's interesting. I don't know. I mean, it's well produced. If I was advising Disney, I would say, yes, lean into the fact that you have, 4 theme parks and all these things. So it clearly is they're doing. But again, I've never seen them in a commercial tout that they have 25 resorts and over 675 eateries and shops. That is definitely something new. So they're definitely going for the, we're bigger, we have more things to do, showcasing a lot of the things in that ad there. But, I don't think this is going to be the only ad we see from Disney in terms of, again, going against Epic Universe. And I don't think that Universal is done running their ads as well, as I would imagine they're going to have a Super Bowl ad amongst other things. So I think not only with the theme park wars or battle are going to be there, but I think you're going to have ad campaigns going against each other as well. But that commercial is not the only thing that they are now promoting. And this was just a couple of days ago. They are now saying a free dining deal is returning to Walt Disney World in 2025. So the Disney dining plan has been back for a while, but this free dining deal, the first time they did this was after 9/11 when they were really trying to get people to come to the park. So I had often wondered if they were going to bring this back as a way to try and entice people to come to the parks. And it definitely seems like that is something they are doing here in 2025. And this is from WDWNT here. Available for booking beginning January 2nd, you can get a free dining plan with the purchase of select Walt Disney World vacation packages. To get the deal, bookings must be made between January 2nd and February 10th of 2025 to get a free dining plan with the purchase of a non-discounted 3-night and 3-day at minimum Walt Disney Travel Company package that includes a room at a select Disney Resort hotel and a ticket with a park hopper option. This offer is available for most arrivals starting May 27th through June 26th and July 7th through August 6th. That time period is very specific to me. If you recall, Epic Universe opens May 22nd. It doesn't seem like they're going to try and compete with perhaps that opening week, but it definitely seems like they are going after that opening time period with Universal and offering this free dining plan here. They also say more offers, including deals on select Disney Resort hotel rooms, will be available starting January 2nd. And they've already shown some of those, I think, are up 25, 30% off some of those. Dining plans are a way to prepay for meals and snacks at select venues across Walt Disney World. Disney describes a dining plan as, think of our dining plans as a way to say hello to delicious eats and goodbye to an on-the-spot budgeting for food. We have 2 options, the quick service dining plan and the dining plan, which include a certain number of meals and snacks based on the number of nights you stay. You purchase the dining plan as part of a vacation package before your trip, so when you're on vacation, you can enjoy your meals with your loved ones without looking at the price tags. So the rest of the article goes on to talk about the other offering, which we talked about before in previous videos, about how they've got shows, parades, lounges coming, and it obviously seems that Disney is not thinking that those are enough to get people to come over, as they're not only doing discounted hotel stays, they're probably going to do even more ticket packages, but doing the free dining deal is something that is not surprising. But again, they're pulling this out because they're definitely trying to entice people to come over, and we're already seeing this. This was right before the end of the year, but I think they're probably going to get even more aggressive with this. But one thing it does show you is that Disney doesn't think that the things they are currently offering for 2025 are enough on their own to get people to come over if you're looking at, say, Epic Universe and Universal Studios. I think that much is very evident that they're already looking at running these deals here, because when they brought back the dining plan, everyone was asking, they would typically do the free dining plans once per year, but they weren't doing that because they didn't really feel like they needed to. And you won't be shocked to learn that the dining plans are not as good as they used to be. They've removed quite a bit of things in terms of the food items that you can get, the quantity, and it is more expensive than it used to be. So if you're doing this free dining plan, typically you're paying rack room for the hotels to get the dining plan. So sometimes it actually doesn't end up saving you money, but it is simpler. But I would say to start off the year here we're kind of already seeing the angle Disney's taking. And we've talked about in previous videos how, I think that a lot of the things they're offering for 2025 are placating to the Disney base, trying to, if not prevent them to go to Epic Universe, not having them go over for an entire week by still coming over and spending some days at Disney. I think that's the big question, is people that are going to Epic Universe, are they also going to come over to Disney for a day or two? If Disney's relying on Epic Universe, bringing in more attendance for them, as they have stated, that would mean that they're not expecting people to, in my opinion, to stay an entire week, and they're looking for people to add on days at Disney on their Universal trip. Now, that may not be the case for everybody, but I think a lot of people are going to be going over to Universal much longer than they have in the past. So I definitely think the big question is, do they fall over and come to Disney? Do they go to Magic Kingdom? I think Magic Kingdom is the park that most people would go over to, but do they go to the other parks? Do they go to Hollywood Studios? Do they go to Epcot? I think Animal Kingdom is going to be the one that gets hit the most, as that park is really struggling and is going to be under construction and not have really much things to do. And really, once construction really begins on all these things, you're going to have 3 out of the 4 theme parks under heavy construction. So to me, I think that's the big question of, Disney's already saying like the attendance has stalled. They're not looking at the first part of 2025 to be really strong, but they have stated they anticipate a surge more toward the middle and second half, being that I think that at least they're saying that they think they're going to get a bump in attendance from Epic Universe. And I've said all along, I'm not so sure about that. I'm not saying it won't happen, but I definitely don't think they're going to see a massive increase. There's going to be nowhere near Universal Studios. I think Universal Studios with Epic Universe is probably looking north of 40% increase in their attendance from Epic Universe. And just the question is, how much of that will translate over to Disney World? And I'm sure we'll be able to, we're not going to have the official numbers, at least from the T Reports, which is the Themed Entertainment Association, for over a year after next year. So we won't know about that till 2026, but we can take a look at wait times on average to see how those are looking, especially Magic Kingdom, and probably by Disney themselves if they start offering even more discounts. I think if things were not looking great on the booking end, you would see even more massive discounts. That they did that in the past with the Wizarding Worlds open. A lot of times they're running a buy one, get one free type of deal or massive discount on park tickets. So I think that will be kind of telling at least how the bookings are looking for Disney in terms of the amount of discounts they're doing, but already seeing the free dining is a little maybe preemptive of just trying to get people to at least look at Disney. The detail with this being a 3-night trip and how many people are looking to go 3 nights or more at Disney, it's a valid question. So if people are looking already spending 3-4 nights over at Universal, are they looking to spend 3 nights at Disney, get a free dining plan? I don't know. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see on all this, but I think this is just the beginning of the battle you're going to see here. I'm sure Universal, they're not going to run massive discounts because they don't have to. They have the demand. They have the park people want to go to. So you're not going to see Universal run discounts necessarily. Now, they will have, if you're staying at Helios, if the longer you book a stay there, the cheaper it is per night, but that's not uncommon. But when it comes to Disney, they're going to have to really entice people to come because, again, they're not going to have any of their new attractions open that they announced at D23 for, in my estimation, 5+ years. If you look at Disney's track record with construction, the fact that a lot of the things that they already announced they're wanting to do are already having delays with permits from the state of Florida. And really the main card Disney can play here is offering discounts. And that's, kind of interesting given that Disney is still raising prices in 2025 with Epic Universe opening. And we can see here with the dining plan, they're going to try and do discounts, offer things like dining plans, like all sorts of things to get people to come over. But I guess the main question is going to be, is it going to work? So we'll have to wait and see on that. But we can already see into 2025, we've seen more people talk about there's been Universal Studios Epic Universe commercials, and obviously Disney is rolling out their ad campaign and doing some of the more marketing there. So this is only going to intensify as we get closer to May, and I'm here for it. I enjoy a good fight. I'm looking forward to 2 theme parks going at each other because at the end of the day, the consumer wins, and they compete for our attention and money and vacation destination. And I think that ultimately that's what leads to getting the best product and the best experiences as a customer. So I like it. I like a good scuffle back and forth. And I think it's good for Disney. I think they're not used to this. They need to have a little fight on their hands. Now, whether or not they're ready for this, I don't know. I don't know if what they're saying publicly is actually what they think. They're obviously out here saying that they think they're going to see a bump and they're not worried, but I find it hard to believe that they're not worried, especially when you see them running free dining plans during the opening time period or in that timeline of Epic Universe. and trying to entice people over there. So I think some of the offerings that they're going to do are going to definitely show us what they're thinking internally, no matter what they say publicly. But either way, that's going to be it though for this video. So yet again, just want to say Happy New Year to everybody. And if you liked this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel, as we do lots of coverage here of Universal Studios, Epic Universe, Disney World, and pop culture. And let us know in the comments, what do you think about the free dining plan from Disney and the Walt Disney Worlds marketing campaign that they have started? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.